We're living in such an interesting timeline where people who have done unthinkable things are becoming social media influencers.
I sweat to death. Okay. Today is Saturday, March 1st.
Caseyanthony is on TikTok. We have to talk about it. I'm absolutely horrified. I don't know what the hell she is thinking. We're going to be watching this video, even though I've already watched it, so it's not going to be my first time seeing it. I've already watched it. It's excruciatingly boring. Looking at her face, listening to what she has to say. Literally, I'm so sorry I'm going to put you guys through this. To be honest, I'm sorry I got to put you guys through this. Go ahead, 2x speed it. You know you already are. Let me know if you're 2x speed gang it down in the comments below. I know that some of you like to watch me like that, and honestly, that's how I like to watch myself too. Like, girl, speed it up. Anyways, Caseyanthony is on TikTok and she wants to be an advocate for people. Okay, before we get into this video, I would like to show you guys this very important video that I found on TikTok. I will also put who put this video together because this popped up on my feed today when I knew I was going to sit down and record this. And it goes over all of the things that Caseyanthony did from the time that her daughter was murdered up until, you know, just during this time. Okay, watch this video. I need to give everybody a really quick refresher on why Caseyanthony is as hated as she is before we watch her TikTok. Okay, so go ahead and watch this and I'll meet you back up at the end.
Her and her boyfriend Tony were seen at a Blockbuster. Kaylee was not there, and Tony testified that Casey acted completely normal the entire time, that she was having a grand old time. On June 18th, Casey borrows a shovel, claiming that she needs to dig up bamboo roots in the backyard. On June 20th, she joins this hot body contest, and she partied several times, but she claims it was because she was promoting, so she was at work. July 3rd, Casey goes to a tattoo parlor that she frequently went to with Kaylee. So when she gets there, the tattoo artist asks her, like, hey, where's Kaylee? And she's like, oh, she's with the nanny, and acts completely normal. And then she gets a tattoo that means the good life. She also goes on several shopping sprees where she spent her friend Amy's money, which she later had charges for check fraud. On July 15th, Casey's parents get a phone call from the impound lot that has Casey's car. They get there, and the smell of her vehicle took their breath away. Casey admitted to him that Kaylee had been missing for 31 days and she was with a nanny.
So I want us all to keep all of this in mind, okay? These are the things that she did. I've done a video on Caseyanthony and the docu-series that came out. I'll see if I can find the links to those videos. If so, I will link them down below for you, or maybe make a playlist because I think I've done a couple of them at this point. And as she's going to be posting on TikTok, you rest assured I will definitely be reacting to her videos as she posts. I know I'm going to have things to say about them. So guys would like to follow me, subscribe so that you don't miss the videos that I do on Caseyanthony's TikTok. Definitely do that because I know a lot of you do not have TikTok. And if you don't, and you want to see what she's going to be posting, follow me because I'm going to be reacting to them. Before we get into this though, if you guys would like to check out my Etsy shop where I make handmade jewelry, I'm wearing my earrings. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm wearing my earrings right now that I made. I also do necklaces. I'm going to have some posted up in my shop as well. But if you guys would like to check it out, without further ado, let's go ahead and watch this TikTok that Caseyanthony did. I didn't even know what she was talking about in this, to be honest, because I had never heard of this app. One of the things I want to say before we even watch it that just got under my skin was she's like, I would like to reintroduce myself to you. A reintroduction that nobody asked for. First of all, we all know who you are. We all know about you. We all know what you did that you've never taken accountability for. And honestly, do we even care about anything she has to say if it's not taking accountability?
I sweat to death. Today is Saturday, March 1st, 2025. This is my first of probably many recordings on a series that I'm starting. I am a legal advocate. I am a researcher. I've been in the legal field since 2011. And in this capacity, I feel that it's necessary, if I'm going to continue to operate appropriately as a legal advocate, that I start to advocate for myself and also advocate for my daughter. For those of you who don't know, my name is Caseyanthony. My daughter is Kyeluh Anthony. My parents are George and Cindy Anthony.
This is not about them. This is not in response to anything that they have said or done. That's not to say that I'm not going to respond at some point to some of the things that they have said and done. The whole point of this is for me to begin to reintroduce myself. I'm doing this both personally for me, but in a professional capacity. Moving forward, the majority of what you will see will be me speaking in a professional capacity. My goal is to continue to help give a voice to people, to give people tools and resources that they can utilize so they actually know where they can turn to. So with that, please join me on Substack. If you have questions, I will set up an email address where we can correspond directly. Up until this point, that has never happened, and it's only going to be on a limited basis regarding legal issues, legal matters. One of the main reasons that I'm doing this, there are people close to me who have been targeted and attacked recently. There are also people close to me who have had some recent things occur, and when necessary, people needed to step up, myself included. So as a proponent for the LGBTQ community, for our legal community, women's rights, I feel that it's important that I use this platform that was thrust upon me and now look at as a blessing as opposed to the curse that it has been since 2008. With that, these aren't going to be perfect. They're not going to be edited. Most of the time, they're not going to be short. But I am proverbially standing in the light, embracing this piece, still going to keep my privacy intact. So you will get very comfortable with my car, and I will explain in great detail why it's so important for people to protect their privacy. It's not just important to public figures, it's even more important to private individuals. And with the current climate in our country especially, it's that much more important, which is why I am utilizing the Substack platform. Yes, I am advertising this and publishing this on TikTok, possibly also through other meta platforms, but my intention is to separate from that and showcase even more why Substack is such an important resource for people to utilize moving forward. Anyway, I appreciate your time.
So essentially, Caseyanthony is trying to rebrand herself from an alleged, I have to say that to protect myself, but you know how I feel, murderer, into a legal advocate and researcher. She wants to help people. She wants to help women. Let's act like we're all about people's rights here. What about your daughters? I want to say this before I even get into my notes that I made about this video. I want to say this. When I look at Caseyanthony, I feel nothing. I don't know how you all feel, but when I look at her face and look in her eyes, it tells me all I need to know. Sometimes that's all you have to do is look into a person's eyes and you can see right through them. This woman does not care about people's rights and how people feel. Okay? She cares about herself. She cares about how she's seen. She cares about the attention she is getting. She's apparently been a legal advocate since 2011, which she, had really great connections to get into that with her defense team, which I'll talk about that in a minute. But a legal advocate is someone who represents and supports individuals in legal matters, providing expert advice, assistance, and representation, often navigating the legal system on their behalf, which can include explaining legal rights, options, and procedures to help clients make informed decisions. They may not always be licensed attorneys, but still process in-depth knowledge of the law and legal processes. I just find it forever interesting that all evidence points to you murdered your daughter and then you get into a legal field, which isn't surprising because you have people who are in the legal field that represent and defend criminals. The person that defended Caseyanthony and what she did, defended Harvey Weinstein. He also defended a basketball player that murdered someone. For me, criminal defense lawyers are like the worst type of people, or one of the worst types of people, because they don't have morals. Okay, they have thrown their morals out the window for having a lot of money because they get paid really, really well to defend these criminals. And they don't care. They don't care if these people actually did it. They just care about winning and getting paid. That's what they care about. So from what I'm seeing is that her relationship with her defense lawyers and attorneys are what kind of thrust her into getting involved in this. But she hasn't been involved in the legal world since 2011. She's been involved in it since 2008 when her daughter was murdered. It's enraging when somebody who did what she did to her daughter, allegedly, gets up there and says she wants to advocate for women's rights. I'm all for not talking about someone, you know, and their choice to have children, or if somebody doesn't have kids. I'm not someone who's going to sit there and make a comment about what women want to do with their bodies. I'm going to talk about Caseyanthony as an exception because I feel like this is something that I know a lot of people have noticed. And now I'm not going to say this is for all situations, okay? So don't put this on every situation, but in hers, it's interesting that all signs pointed to Caseyanthony didn't want to be a mom, and she wanted to be able to go out there and party and do whatever she wanted to do, have boyfriends, drink, have a good time. I mean, she was out there having a great time after her daughter died, and she knew at the time she was missing, she knew, and she was still out there all like, ha ha ha. I mean, that's absolutely insane to me, but it has been clear from the very beginning that she wanted to be able to go out there and just do whatever she wanted to do and didn't want to be a mom. And it's interesting that she still isn't one. And I'm not saying that, you know, women have to want to have kids and stuff like that. I genuinely don't care about that. But in Caseyanthony's situation, I feel like her going on, you know, in the manner that she has, it makes it all the more obvious to me that she did this. I mean, there's nothing there. Have we ever seen her shed a genuine tear over what happened to her daughter? Have we ever seen her show actual emotion on her daughter's death? Have we ever seen her cry about it? And she also says in this video she was thrust into the spotlight. Like, I was just thrust into this. You put yourself in this position when you allegedly murdered your daughter. And the fact that she thinks that she's going to get up here and rebrand herself and people are going to accept that. I mean, on her video, the comments are turned off. So who are you talking to? Like, what are you doing? Are you so delusional that you think that anybody is listening to anything that you have to say and cares about it? Frankly, anybody that emails her and tries to communicate with her on a friendly basis is a freaking weirdo. Anybody that is going to want to contact Caseyanthony and speak to her, they're not well. Just like how she's not well, because nobody is going to want to associate themselves with somebody like her. Nobody is going to want legal advice from Caseyanthony. Please raise your hand if you want legal advice from her. What is 2025 already? That's what I want to know, because it keeps throwing curveballs at me and I'm like, what is this year? We're in March and I don't know what's going to happen the next 9 months. I really have no idea, because right now this year's kicked off with a bang. Now, she also said in this that this isn't about her commenting on her parents, but she will. And it's like, I'm curious what she's going to say about that, even though I know it's all going to be BS. I watched her entire docuseries, and in that docuseries alone, you will catch her in some lies. In the docuseries alone, just some things that it's like, okay, but that doesn't really line up. She did not dot her I's and cross her T's with that one. So if she's going to be doing these videos completely unedited, there is no telling what we are going to hear out of her mouth. I feel like, you know, she needs to just go off and disappear. That's what she needs to do, because this, honestly, no. I hope that she continues to do this, because the amount of hate that she is going to get is so deserved on so many levels. And maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this is a good thing, because if she goes and hides out, she can just pretend like she didn't do what she did. But if she's going to come out there on TikTok, on that platform, and think that people aren't going to read her to filth, she is insane. Which, yeah, that lines up. That lines up.
Hey, Caseyanthony, I heard you came back to social media. How about you turn those comments on, girly pop? We just want to talk.
Get out. Get the hell out of my house. In Jesus' name, I pray. I rebuke it in the name of the Lord. bitch. Hi, bitch. Hi, bitch. Bitch.
We're living in such an interesting timeline where people who have done unthinkable things are becoming social media influencers. It's interesting. It's very interesting. What do you guys think about this? You're gonna have to let me know in the comments down below. But if she keeps posting TikToks and you want to see me react to them, I'll be posting them in full and reacting to them over here, so definitely subscribe. And if you guys would like to support a creator that has not done terrible things like Caseyanthony, then definitely check out my Etsy shop. It's my hobby that I love to share with you, and when I see you guys post pictures of you wearing my jewelry, it makes my heart feel so full. I package everything up for my house and ship it from mine to yours, and I just greatly appreciate all the support that you have given me on my little side hobby. And I don't know, it's just amazing. Support small businesses, okay? Not Caseyanthony, even though we will be watching. But I'll give it the view so that you guys don't have to. Give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see y'all soon for another video.